So it's a beautiful, peaceful Friday morning in Amsterdam. Welcome back to Amsterdam.
Thank you. You hear the cat get a little cameo in the little meow from the cat there.
Just
in
the
the
sound nearby.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
It
That's
was
Amsterdam.
a real cat.
Yeah,
There we go.
wonderful. So how was your morning? Did you have like a wonderful English breakfast over here?
I hadn't done anything yet. I stayed in bed, so I was fully energized for this and the rest of the day.
Yeah.
If I wake up too early, I'm like falling asleep by the time we go on stage. So
how's the schedule going for you? Like the touring life and getting used to these beautiful places and beautiful cities everywhere.
Yeah, it's good. I suppose it's all I've known as a grown up is doing this.
Yeah.
It changes obviously, and you get used to different things. But yeah, I still love the life on the road, most of it. I mean, it's like being away a lot is difficult in terms of like real life at home, but I love like seeing all these places and playing to all these people.
How do you like cope with that? What are the things that you do when you have some time off, or some hobbies, some headspace kind of things that might help you maybe?
It's always been the case that like within the band we're obviously friends regardless of the band, like before, and so we can kind of switch off together because we've got more in common and more to talk about than just like the band and what happened that night on stage or whatever. We're quite good as a group at just like ignoring everything else and just like being together.
Yeah.
So that helps. Yeah.
Is that important for you? Because I remember the chat that we had in October when the album was just about to release, and we talked about the process of recording it in the house that you guys rented. That sounded like a beautiful holiday as well, right?
Well, that's one of those situations where that could be really good or really bad if not everybody gets along with each other. But yeah, we were in a position where that's just like a fun way of doing it. And it was, I mean, we had to do a lot in a short space of time, so it's kind of the only way to get that done. To like wake up and sort of be straight into it until you go to sleep. And we had plenty of time to relax, obviously. Like I probably mentioned before, in October we found time to watch the football and like work as day around that. But, so yeah, we had a good combination of work and play, I think.
And I love that football is a team, because then we had a chat about the Amsterdam Paradiso gig, the first gig with the soccer outfit.
The shorts.
The shorts that you or someone else was wearing. And now and now here is this stadium tour that you previously referred to. Like you've been at places and you've watched football games and now you're playing in those venues.
That's kind of a crazy one. My friend is English, but he lives in LA, and he's a big fan of Arsenal, and he's from there and stuff. And he sent me a screenshot of their website, because it says like the game schedule and it says like Arctic Monkeys Emirates, and he was like, this is still crazy to see that you're playing like where my team plays. So it is, it's wild to see where it's gone from Paradiso days to this.
Was it kind of an ambition, a dream that you might have set like years ago? Like, if we could dream big with this band, that would be the craziest place to play.
I don't think I got that far with the dream. No. I think all of our like goals and achievements were really like minimal and step by step. We used to be like, first it was like to play to the end of this song without making any mistakes, and it's like then it was like do a gig, and then it's like record something, do it. Like they were always step by step. So I never got this far. Yeah. Until it happened.
And what did you wish for the car? What did you wish for this record?
I think every time we do a record and it may come across as like a bit different to what we've done before, I'm always pleasantly surprised by the people who still stick with us and like, come along for the journey. And I don't know if I had we liked what had happened before with Tranquility, and I suppose it first happened with Humbug when it really like sort of shifted a little bit. It made it feel like we could kind of do what we want as long as we're like happy with it and proud of it. Yeah. And the people that understand that, it's always nice to see that, I think. And I think that was probably part of it. And to be able to still play these big shows while making a record like that is cool.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit later. But first, since it is the 5th of May today, of course, 505, that's an easy joke to make, of course. I did that in October.
I didn't even think about it.
I think I did it already. But you're playing the Ziggo Dome here in Amsterdam tonight. going to play 505, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Yeah, okay, that's great. And what else can we expect for this first big show here in Amsterdam with the set list? Because we saw you guys at the Lowlands Festival this summer.
Yeah, so it's different to
just
that.
Just before, the car was released. What did you had in mind for?
So now we've even been changing it like day to day recently, just to try and find the right thing. And it's a good mixture. There's a few new ones in. There's like, what are we playing now? The last couple of, we play Mirror Ball every night. Mm-hmm. We've been playing Body Paint, and recently we've been playing Big Ideas. What else? But we've got a few that we sort of decide before the show what we're going to put in and how it feels. But it'll be different. Yeah, it'll be a different set to Lowlands. Obviously now we've got a bit more to play and a bit more well practiced.
Could you explain like one of maybe the new songs from the car that has that change for you as a drummer after performing it live, and that you maybe adjust things to when playing it live?
For me, it's Body Paint is one of those, because it's when we do it live, there's an opportunity at the end to go a bit more wild than it is on the record. On the record, it was quite structured, like all the fills were quite specific, and live it's we get a chance to, we kind of go for as long as we feel like, and I can do like silly things, and I'll just like some extra guitar bits, and it's that's the one that's really transformed live. Most of the ones are quite faithful to the recorded version, because some of them, that was the fun and that was like the challenge, and trying to make them sound as good as they do on the record, with like all the sounds that are on there. Trying to achieve that live was, that's part of the fun.
But it seems like a challenge to me to like reproduce, to play it as you did live, but also to keep the, how do you say it, like to not get over energized and to give not too much. Like
the restraint. That's been the thing, that because a lot of the stuff seems a lot more simple, and it is in some ways, like as musical parts, the drum parts are a bit more straightforward than like Brainstorm or something. But I personally find the energetic, crazy ones a bit easier, because you don't have to hold back. Like the holding back and being able to stay in like a groove that's, keeping the song going is sometimes more difficult for me. And just like being tasteful and like subtle with certain things, because like songs like Mirror Ball are probably more difficult to play, just because of the way for it to sound how we want it to sound. It's like it requires a lot of like thought and like feel. So how was it in the process of recording? Did you had to like learn or reshape like some new techniques in compared to the other records? Yeah, a little bit, because I think these days we've got more and more interested in the recording process as we've gone on, and got more involved than just like letting somebody record us and we play. Like now we do get into the details of how everything sounds a bit more, like over the last few records, and the way we record, sometimes we have to all be in one room at the same time because we want to make it sound live, and that means playing drums a bit quietly sometimes. Because otherwise you can hear them on everything. So playing well and playing delicately is quite difficult. It's like playing light.
So what's one of the moments, the slightly musical things you just explained a little bit, of course, that make you very proud of the record as a drummer, that you feel like this part or this thing that we did with the records?
I think it probably is Mirror Ball, just as a song. I think when we'd got that, like when we'd done it and we were all happy with it, everyone was kind of proud of themselves for that, because everybody's got the same difficult thing to do in that one, and it's just a particular timing thing that's just seems straightforward, but for everybody to get it right at the same time was that was the challenge.
Oh, so cool. Let's talk a bit about the artwork of the album, because we see this vintage white car parked on the top floor of a car park. You took the photo from the bedroom.
Somewhere I used to live. I used to live in an apartment, right? Like a high. Enemy called you a brilliant photographer. How was it to combine those two passions? Like, we see the pictures on your Instagram, and you photograph a lot. It kind of came about in a backwards, like the photo existed before the album did. So it wasn't, I've never like taken photos for us that have been sort of like on spec, like we need a picture of this, so let's go do that. everything I do when I do, because it's a hobby more than anything, it's just always spontaneous, and it's always just something like, if I see something, I take a picture of it. I'm not as good at like doing a setup thing and like a planned photo shoot. I can't really do that. But that one was, I lived in this place for a year in downtown LA, and it was like quite high, and that was the view out of my window every day, and there'd always be something. For some reason, it was never full, and usually everything around there is like busy and full, but that one was always quite empty. And there'd always be something interesting happening, or just like a weird looking car. So I've got a few, there's like a full series of them really, but that one was the one that kind of stood out. And it was, I bought this lens, like an old Leica lens that was like longer. And I was trying it was just like a test. So I just walked around downtown, did that one from a bedroom. So I did all these photos that just look completely different to anything I usually do, because it's this new perspective.
Yeah.
And I sent them to Alex. And this was like, I don't know, 2019 or something. And I was just like, I got this new lens. These are like some pictures I took. I just got the film back. And he was like, I love that car one. And the car one kind of just stuck with him. He's like, I feel like you have to like write a story about that picture, which obviously ultimately became a song. And then it made sense to call the album that as well, and use that for the thing. Yeah,
it's so cool. And it also sounds like if you tell the story to me, like in all the hectic and all the chaos of LA, there was this beautiful car
Well, that was
park.
it. Yeah, I know. And I could just always, like, no one there knows I'm watching them, and there's just always like weird stuff happening. Yeah. Because I'm like, and I'm not like looking all day, like voyeuristically, but I'd just wake up, open my blinds, and be like, oh wow, and then just like take a picture of whatever was there.
Yeah. And if it's you with the guys in the car, like if the road, what would be the roles? Who is driving? Who would you say is the best driver? Who is the best?
I think I'd be
car
driving.
DJ. Who is the best?
I think I'd be driving. Jamie would be doing the music. The other two are just passengers.
Could they fix anything? Like if the car would?
No, I don't think so. They'll provide entertainment in other ways, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll suggest songs, but Jamie will be in control.
That's also very good. Talking about entertainment, your birthday is on May the 7th, if I'm correct. Will you be having some kind of birthday celebration?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's a few friends are here today to visit. My parents are here as well. My girlfriend's here, so we're having a bit of a small thing before. Not an actual party or anything. Because the day of my birthday, we'll be going to Frankfurt. I think it's a day off between.
Yeah.
So no big plans, but it's not a big one, so I don't get that much.
You sure?
Yeah, like it's 37, nothing that special about, no like milestone.
But that's okay. That's good to have in mind. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What would be the first thing that you will do when you go upstage? That's also what I'm just curious, because the Ziggo Dome is such a huge venue. I get lost every time I'm there. I'm just a simple, visitor. Yeah. What's the first thing that you do when you get off stage and you have the entire Ziggo Dome backstage for yourself and the band?
Yeah, I know. The first thing I'll do today is probably get lost, by the sounds of it. But I usually need a shower pretty much straight away. I'm pretty sweaty after a gig. Eat something, and then today there'll be a lot of people there as well. Sometimes it's just us and no guests. Like, if we're somewhere where we ain't got any friends. But today there'll be quite a few people, so we'll probably have a bit of time to ourselves, maybe a couple of drinks, and then the friends and family will come in. Yeah.
Final question would be, is there a song that you have on repeat right now, or just that you recently listened to, that you would recommend?
There's a song that we've all been listening to in the dressing room quite a bit, because when we on tour we get we always ask they give us a record, like a local one.
Yeah.
So in Turkey they give us it was called Baris Manko, and the song was called Hal Hal, and that was one of the records we got in Turkey, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
We've been listening to that quite a lot.
Cool.
That's been
I'm gonna look it up.
Repeat. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Enjoy Amsterdam weather.
It's
Amsterdam coffee.
Yeah, it's nice.
And see you tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.